Welcome again to another edition of J&T Mic'd Up. I'm here with Florida A&M defensive back Eric Smith. So we're going to kick things off, Eric. What was it like for you growing up in Opelika, Florida?
Growing up in Opelika, man, I say it was a constant battle, man. You just got to have a strong mind and a good will to be able to make it out of there on a positive note, you know what I mean? Like, everybody talented, everybody got skills where I'm from. It's just whoever just stay grounded and keep their head straight, really.
Okay, so you mentioned, being from Opelika, how challenging and hard it was there. How did you get introduced to the game of football?
Growing up playing football was just something that everybody where I'm from just love, you know, like football was like second nature to everyone. Like we just come out, play ball, that's how we bonded where I'm from.
Were there any other sports you partake in outside of just football?
Yeah, I played basketball, played baseball, ran track. I did a little bit of everything.
Okay. So you went to New Orleans High School. What was it like, playing football there?
Playing at New Orleans wasn't really ideal. I started off playing at Hialeah Miami Lakes, where I had a bunch of difficult problems with the teachers and the staff and stuff like that. Caused me to transfer to Miami Northern, following my coach, Horan Allison. But playing at Northern, it really shaped me to really become the ball player that I am today. They taught me a lot of stuff about the game.
So when you graduated from high school, you initially committed to the University of Ole Miss. What was like the thought process behind committing to Ole Miss?
When I first committed to Ole Miss, man, the sky was the limit, man. I thought like I did it, like I arrived. I ain't gonna lie, like. Then once I found out, like once the letter of intent and stuff like that started to come around, and I found out that I was really ineligible because I was missing a half a credit graduating out of high school. I really lost all my offers, and FAMU was the only one that really stuck by me.
So you mentioned that when the letter of intent came back, you found out that you were missing a half a credit, and that ruled you ineligible to go to Ole Miss. And then you said during that tenure you lost your scholarships, and then while you went through that period of being ineligible with that half a credit, losing your scholarship, and you said that Florida A&M University were the only university that had interest in you and showed interest to you. What was it like during that time when that had happened, when you lost all your scholarships, and then knowing that you're in the portal and there's only one college looking for your services and bringing you in?
Man, I was in a dark space at that time. Like, I just thought it was over with. I just thought like another one of them obstacles that I won't be able to get out the area where I'm from. I thought I was trapped, but I just kept my head down, kept grinding. Coach JB, Coach Roll, they found a way to get me here. And the rest is history.
So now you're here at Florida A&M University. What has the experience been like for you so far?
I'm glad everything panned out the way it did. Like I wouldn't want to be nowhere else. Like FAMU is the place that I really want to be, and I wish that I would have gave them really a chance coming out of high school instead of trying to reach big for the big schools and stuff like that.
With that being said, how would you assess your performance last season?
I say through the first half of the season before I got injured, I say my performance on the field was great. Like, and I just my playing stuff just started declining. I had messed up my heel. I couldn't really be as explosive as I should, and I just didn't perform as well as I could.
With that being said, now we're in the off season, and there may be things that you're working on now to get prepared for this upcoming season. What are some things now that this off season that you're kind of putting more fine detail into, wanting to strengthen and sharpen up?
Really, I'm just trying to get my weight up and to maintain my speed. Everything else is second nature to me. Like, I already got the mindset for the game. I already know everything. Like I'm just trying to get my weight up, keep my speed, and have a unicorn year.
With you being one of the veterans on this team in the secondary, what's like the message or like the work ethic or like the tone that you're setting, and and you're saying to some of the younger guys that are on the team?
Most of all, I'll just express grades. Just make sure you stay eligible. Once you stay eligible, everything else just a breeze. The main thing that really messes us up is eligibility. Like, long as we stay on top of our grades, I feel like we got a bunch of ball players that just go out and play ball natural.
Right.
I know last year, everyone got out of there for the most part. Like last year, everyone was on their stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone. They graduated like, 30 kids?
I think so.
That's a lot.
But also, going into the first game, we was missing a lot of players.
Yeah, I would miss a lot of players in that game.
We probably would have stepped on North Carolina. We would have had our guys, Zaylan and all them guys. It would have been way different.
I really would. Now, can I ask a question though?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you can describe family in one word,
Family. Everybody here is just a family. Like, from the time that I walked in to the time of me being here now, I still got the same bond with most of the people that I built it with.
Okay. So take me inside the locker room, inside the arena for the Orange Blossom Classic game. Like, how's that game? Like we all know, that's a big game, Like I say, historically the winner of that game has went on and won this conference and represented the SWAC West Division, the SWAC as a whole in the celebration game against the winner of the MEAC conference. So like, how big is that game? The implications with it, the whole thing.
That's the biggest, man. First off, we going to Miami. That's my home. Like, last year, man, it was depressing to go down there and lose by that big margin. But as I say, like, that's really the championship game right there for us. Once we beat them, we breeze through the rest of the conference. So coming into that game, we just trying to be well prepared, pull off the W, and just breeze through the rest of the season.
This upcoming season, as a whole, this team has made a lot of off-season acquisitions, bringing a lot of skilled players, bringing a lot of different, quality players on the roster. What's the excitement? How is the excitement, the buzz around the team, considering all the off-season acquisitions that they've made coming into this season?
I say we go hold up to the hype. We got a decent backfield. We got great receivers. We got an outstanding secondary, and we got great linebackers. Like, we loaded all around. I feel like we really gonna live up to the hype and be playing to December.
How's the HBCU whole experience been for you so far?
HBCU, it's been a great experience. I'd say, like, just to be able to come around and see black excellence and stuff like that, and really be around your own kind.
Okay. Let's see. So now we'll get to learn who you are as a young man, since we gotten all the football stuff out of the way. So what's the hardest obstacle you've had to go through as a young man, you would say?
The hardest obstacle I've ever overcome was really like being away from my mom and dad. They both went federal when I was young. So I had to grow up with my grandma, you know what I mean? Like, shit, grandma was really did what she can. Like, I remember we used to catch the bus to like go school shopping. We used to catch the bus and the train to go school shopping. Like, that was downtown. That's where all the cheap stuff was, you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. Like, that was really the hardest thing I had to overcome, being away from my mom and dad at a young age.
Considering the unfortunate circumstances that your mother and your father were incarcerated at such a young age, how has that kind of fueled you and made you into the young man that we see today?
It really made me self-sufficient. I really could go out and be me in this world without nobody really, you know what I mean, without nobody really judging me, feel me? And I really like take that into consideration. I feel like I could just be myself.
What type of impact has God had in your life so far?
Man, God got a great relationship. Like, my grandma, she a praying woman, so I used to, when I was young, we used to go to church a lot. Like, my dad, mom, she go to church every Sunday, Bible study, like, so praying and being religious to God, like, that's really something that we take serious where I'm from.
If you could tell your younger self anything, what would it be?
Stay motivated, stay grounded, man, and everybody ain't your friend.
Best piece of advice you've ever received?
The best advice I ever received was do what make you happy. You know what I mean? Like, do what's best for you, because you're the only one that gotta walk your steps. I say, but the biggest advice I tell my youngest self, just keep grinding. Like, don't get complacent. Like, I was big on just playing off my raw talent instead of just grinding and just being the best that I could be. I was just going off that I'm already good, that I don't have to work as hard. So I was just being complacent. As of right now, that I'm seeing like the work that you really put in really pays off and build up.
What does the game of football means to you?
Oh, the game of football means everything to me, because I feel like playing football is really how you live, you know what I mean? Like, football is a real mirror of life. So most of the stuff that you really living on a day-to-day life is going to show on the football field.
So who are you without football?
Me without football, I feel like I ain't nobody without football, because this is what I've been doing my whole life. I need it. I gotta play ball. I never went without it.
How is your head coach Willie Simmions? How's your relationship with him, and how big of what kind of impact did you put on his team?
Coach Simmions is a real straightforward coach. He ain't gonna beat around no bush with you. I got a great relationship with Coach Simmions, because he really understands where I come from and the stuff that I go through and why I am the way I am. You know what I mean? And like I really salute Coach Simmions, because he always offered a helping hand.
Let's talk about your defensive back coach, James. I can't pronounce his last name. Let's talk about him. What has it been? What's your relationship with him? How is he?
Man, I love Coach Cozy, man. Coach Cozy, one of the greatest corner coaches I ever had. Like, just being understanding, just having a great relationship out of football that you really need. Feel me? I run through a wall for Coach Cozy. That's my guy.
Okay. Let's see. Since you play the defensive back position, who are your top 5 defensive backs in the league, you say?
Top 5? I gotta give Tyrann Matthew #1, the Honey Badger. Okay. I'm gonna come around and say I'm gonna say Ed Reed too. Okay. I'm gonna say I'm going off the people that I really seen play.
Okay.
Jalen Ramsey.
3.
Xavier Howard.
4.
I gotta throw a safety in there, because you know I play a little safety. I like Ed Reed at safety.
Okay. That's good. Good one. Yeah.
One more.
Do one more.
What's number 26 name for the Chargers who played at FSU?
Sante Samuel Jr.
Samuels, yeah.
Sante
I
Samuel
salute
Jr.
him because he's a little defensive back that really be handling business. So I put him in my top 5 too.
Okay. Second to last question, and then we'll close it out. What are some, with that being said, what are some great tactics that a great defensive back or safety should have?
Feet and eyes. You got great feet, great eyes, you're a great DB. Like the hands catching the ball, that's just a plus. You catch the ball, then that just make you a great DB.
Last question, we kick everything off with all that being said, you know, looking back at your life, all the obstacles you've had to go through and persevere through to get to where you're at today. What's some advice you would give to some, you know, young men, young women out there who may want to, you know, attend college like you, or, you know, someday potentially suit up and play college football at a level?
Just try to stay rare, man. Don't be on every scene unless you're really putting in work or something like that in a positive way. Just try to stay off most scenes. Just try to keep your head clear and stay away from negative people. Just keep the ones that you love around you, the ones that want to see you do better. Outside of that, man, just grind. Just grind.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you.